Yeah!
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Thorn Flowers, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the Star Wars Black Series Rose figure. She was actually one of my favorite characters from the movie. We can talk about the plot of all that, you know, that side plot later and its relevance to the film, but in terms of character and new characters specifically, I liked her character an awful lot. So this is from the latest wave, of which I'll only be looking at her and Jaina. I'm not sure when Jaina's coming in. I ordered a whole case of those, so we'll see. I ordered that from Crashbox Customs. You can find them on the Good Book. That's Facebook. But this is Rose. She comes with a few accessories, and let's go ahead and get started. So she comes with this blaster rifle, which we've seen before, but we've never seen it painted this well. We got copper paint, silver paint, everything with a black heavy wash on it, or a heavy black wash, I suppose. Like, there's some like choices for hollowness and stuff down there, but I don't even think it's a hollowness choice. I think that's just a sculpt and design of it. So it's really, this is one of the better, I mean, even since the original kind of waves of Black Series, this is one of the better weapons I've seen. Like, they really cared about how this ended up looking. So kudos to that. And she holds it like you saw in the opening footage. And then she comes with this.
Do you even vape, bro?
But seriously, it's like a electric thing, like it shocks people. It's good enough. The sculpt is good, and there's some decent amount of paint on there. It's an orange plastic, so all the silver, gray, and pink that you see on there is all paint. So they spared no expense. She can hold it, which we'll take a look at, and it also can clip onto her belt. So let's talk about the figure. This is the last wave, supposedly, of the non-digital paint for the face, and we have one more wave of cartoon-looking characters to get through. This one's no exception. However, at least it's done clean. The lips are painted, the eyes are painted, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, and it's all clean. And the hair is painted, and the little ribbon around the hair is painted. It's a ball hinge. Get you down to there. It's actually not an ugly joint either, and up to there. Kind of works in both, and then the swivel. Now, let's back out. So, the rest of the figure, it's sculpted beautifully. Like wrinkles and all the texture of the clothing throughout. And then it has like this heavy wash on all of this olive kind of garb. That really brings out the shadows and stuff. So no issues there. The little stuff right here on the sides are painted with the silver bullets kind of, whatever that is, and then the beige straps, and then we have some Tampo paint there on the chest with the little insignia stuff. Rankings here painted silver. A little thing on the pocket there painted yellow. I mean white. We have the belt, which is a floating piece, but I think it's glued on so that you can insert. No, it's pegged in probably. It's pegged in right there so that you can insert her vape thing. And then you have the things down here which are painted the same as the ones on the shoulder on this side as well. A little silver belt buckle. And then you have these extra details painted on the pocket here with some silver, red, and white. So they gave it what they had. No harm, no foul. The brown is painted down at the bottom on the boots. The feet themselves are all just a solid plastic. And then we have the brown that's painted around the hood. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they gave what they got. A little ring painted there, silver and black, for her resistance ring. It's pretty well done. I couldn't ask for really a whole lot more. The face would have been nice, the digital face, but we'll get there. I'm being patient. This is the last wave. All right, so we have disc hinge shoulders. They get you up to there. Gets a little goofy around the sculpt, but not the worst, and circle around. Single hinged elbow with a swivel there, so that works and is what we should expect from the line. We have a wrist swivel and hinge up down, and then a wrist swivel and hinge up down. I feel like I could have used an in-out hinge here and an up-down here, but that's just my personal preference. We do have a single ball joint at the waist. It's fairly limited, but you can still get a decent range of motion out of it, so no real issue there. T-jointed ball joints for hips that get you out to the side about that far. Forward and back about that far. We have a cut joint at the thigh, which isn't the prettiest, but it's there, and it's kind of relatively seamless. And then we have a double jointed knee, which is ugly as all get out per typical Black Series knee sculpts, but at least it's functional. And then we have the feet when we have an ankle tilt up, and we have an ankle tilt down, and then we have the rocker. Now, all that being said and done, Good sculpt, good paint, etc. The problem that I have with her is getting her to stand. She's not a very well-balanced figure. Now, there she is, and she's working fine, but for the most part, when I've had her posed and trying to get her to stand around the house, I've had problems, but I must have found the sweet spot right there. It's just something that I've noticed. Maybe yours will be different, but it's worth noting. I think it might have something to do with like the angle of her waist versus shoulders. Like it seems like this is straight and this is straight, but this seems off center. And in order to kind of center the waist, it kind of has to feel like that. But then you get the shoulders that are slanted, and then you get the shoulders a bit slanted, and then this waist sticks out a bit. So I think that might have something to do with the balance of the figure, but I'm not sure. I'm not an engineer. I don't really know what I'm talking about. It's just me taking a shot in the dark. Size comparison wise, there she is with Finn. And I think that looks appropriate. Final thoughts wise, my biggest gripe, once again, is a little bit of the balance, some of the sculpting stuff, like the issues with the knees. That's just kind of what I've come to expect from the line, but I'm not sure we should forgive it. I think we should kind of remain critical in hopes that we'll see improvements, because I think that they do a lot of good stuff with this line. Like I've been super critical of Marvel Legends in the past, and I think we've seen them fix a lot of that. So I'm going to go ahead and mention it definitely as a criticism, but I'm also going to say that it's not a deal breaker. I do recommend this figure. There is enough good here. And when that digital paint starts hitting, this would have been a knockout. But with that being said, the face still looks a little strange. The figure's a bit off balance, it seems, but there's plenty of paint. The articulation works well. The accessories are decked out to the nines and are logical and make sense. And I think even given the kind of cartoony looking paint, the likeness is still good enough and present enough where you'll definitely be able to recognize who the character is supposed to be. So it is a recommend for me. Just know that I think that we're on the cusp of a major breakthrough in Black Series, and who knows how many of these will get re-released with the new paint apps. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, until next time, take care.